Well, hey there guys, today it's time to do my out-of-box review for the HG The Origin Mobile Worker Late Type MASH use. Now this is of course the orange version used by MASH. There is going to be a premium Bandai version in blue for the Rambo version. I will not be getting that as far as I know. I have no plans of getting that at the moment, so if you guys are going to be asking about that, no, I'm not getting that. As far as I know, it's just a color swap. The only thing that we're getting in that kit that you're not getting with this one is just some stickers with some like Rambo markings, or some like different markings, I believe. I believe, again, I don't remember right offhand at the moment, but anyway. It's actually a little bit interesting that we didn't get any of like the like realistic marking decal stickers with this kit like we've gotten with all of the other HG Origins kits. All of them have been really quite nice stickers there if you want to use those realistic decal marking stickers, but a little bit surprising that this one didn't come with any. Obviously this is just like a very early like kind of prototype mobile suit, so it's not going to have a lot of those kind of markings, but at least just like some like caution markings, or it's like a number, like a big like 01 or 02, something like that. We do of course have the foil stickers, which are just the black and yellow caution stripes, which are looking good on the kit. Those are not really the most difficult thing to paint, so if you're going to be painting, it won't be too difficult for you to paint those. But if you're not painting, it definitely adds a lot to the kit, being able to use those stickers on there, so they do really look quite nice. The kit itself, I will say, is just a really nicely constructed kit. The kit is so bulky, but they've made it really nicely articulated, and it's also really quite heavy, so it's really satisfying like to hold it in your hand and to pose it, because it's a really quite heavy kit, so that's pretty nice. It's a really nice kit overall in general. I would just want to say first off, just highly recommended kit. Other thing that I need to say right away as well before I forget is just a big thank you again to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit to share with you guys. If you guys are living in Australia, please go ahead and check out their website. The website is always listed in the information down below on the videos for the kits that they send me. So yeah, of course there is going to be a gimmick as well with being able to switch these arms with the prototype goof. That does work perfectly fine. The clamp things on the arm are a little bit different on the two of them, but the actual arms interchange with no problem, so if you want to mix and match, you can do that. I'll show you guys that here momentarily. In terms of the accessories for this kit, we really don't get a whole lot. But I mean, you really don't need anything. It doesn't have any guns or anything like that, so that's not really going to be involved with this kit. So let's just go ahead now and also say pretty much the only really big complaint I have about this kit, just thinking, there's one big complaint I have about this kit, and other than that I think there's really nothing else. So basically my one and only really big complaint about this kit is the energy cables here on the top of the torso and on the legs. These are made of just that soft rubber. If you saw in the unboxing, I showed that to you guys. It's just this really soft rubber. They don't really stay in place all that well. These ones on the torso are okay, especially here, but as you can see, like they just come out really super easily. They just kind of plug in there very loosely, and the rubber is so soft, like they really don't stay in there well. With the legs, it's even worse. If you bend the legs too much, they'll pop out really quite easily. Of course, now that I'm doing it on camera, I'm having no trouble at all, but you'll just have to trust me that they really often don't stay in there very well. Just with like the slightest touch, it just popped out. So just be careful about that. Just because I was bending the leg just now and not having any problems, trust me, it does not fit very well, despite the fact that it was doing it just fine a moment ago. So yeah, that's really going to be my only really big complaint about this kit, and hopefully throughout the review they aren't popping out too much, because it's going to make it really quite annoying to do this review, but hopefully they stay in there pretty well. So let's talk about the articulation. So the head is pretty nicely articulated as this whole section comes up like that, and then down, then of course rotates and whatever. And then the mono eye, we can rotate that, taking off this main part, and then we just turn the mono eye just a little bit like that. We can turn it off to one side, pop this headpiece back on, and then our mono eye is sticking off to the side like that. Here in the waist, it's just on a ball joint, so it's going to move around a little bit side to side, front to back, a little bit like that, and of course rotate, no problem there at all in the waist. Really cool details here on the front. If you guys watched Hobby Link Japan, I think they talked about this, and I think other reviewers have probably mentioned this as well. Inside here, if you wanted to have like this canopy just open, there is a separate piece inside there, so you just don't put in that piece inside, and then you've got these side windows and this front window are just open on the canopy. The lower one, you would have to drill that out, but if you wanted to just put in some like clear, like a really thin clear plot plate piece inside there to make it a window, you could do that, or just keep it open, whatever. There's no like actual seat inside there, so you're not going to see like a pilot's chair or something inside of there. It's just going to be an empty space, but at least you'll have like the windows open. Alternatively, of course, you can always just drill out the parts of that piece inside there. So, I mean, there's options with that. Really cool parts here with these tow hooks here on the front as well. I've seen kits already where people are just replacing those with like actual wire or like very like kind of very thin, kind of not thread, but what's between rope and thread? Thick thread or very thin rope. I don't know, I'm sure there's a word, I'm just forgetting it. It's kind of sad as the fact that I'm an English teacher. But anyway, point is, let's move on to the arms. Really cool gimmick here on the shoulder as this whole part sort of moves out like that. So we've got some really nice movement, nice motion there in the shoulder, and of course it's going to rotate there. Rotate here at the top of the arm, just a little bit because it's kind of blocked by these side parts. But then we've got a nice double joint there in the elbow to be able to bend it about that far. This hand is just, it's not on a ball joint, it's just plugged in there via a peg, so it moves back and forth like that. Not too bad. Honestly, the hand is a little bit boring. It's just kind of there. Not really doing anything. On the other side, these claws will move just individually, so you can move them however you want. Open as wide as like that. Basically, wow, that would be what, 180 degrees, and then close totally. So that should be pretty cool. I expect we'll see some really cool dioramas using this kit and maybe having this sort of grabbing onto another mobile suit. I should also mention that this whole claw part rotates as well, so that's pretty cool. Then on the legs, these are meant to be sort of bent slightly backwards like that, but if you wanted to bend them forwards, you can, but like I said, that power cable is probably going to be coming out. Anyway, just let's keep them like that. The feet are actually pretty nicely designed as they're going to rock side to side about like that much. So you can get this to stand pretty wide if you wanted to. And then the toe section is moving separately, so you can move the toe forward. So really nice movement there in the feet. Overall, the articulation is really, really quite good. Like I said, really nice engineering of this kit. Here in the hip, I guess I forgot to mention this as well. This whole hip section moves, same with like the shoulders. It kind of moves out from the body. So you got some really nice articulation there in the hips, and then those are just attached via ball joint. So yeah, overall, really, really nice articulation with this kit. With it being just so like big and just bulky, blocky looking, it's got some really nice articulation, so that's going to be very helpful. A port underneath there for plugging it onto an action base, same as other kits. Also really nice about this kit is that the underside of the feet have no hollow spaces, and we actually have a separate gray piece for that really nice detail underneath the feet. So that's something that we don't get in a lot of high grades often. For the backpack, there's nothing that moves or does anything. It's just a pretty cool backpack there. Pretty nice design. Everything on it looks really like prototype worker. It's not like a fighting like war Gundam or mobile suit or anything like that. So that's really cool. It definitely fits how it's supposed to look. So in terms of our accessories for this kit, we really only got one, and that is going to be this shield. Now, I believe this is actually in the total opposite colors of what it should be. I think it's supposed to be all gray with these nubs are supposed to be orange. If I remember correctly, I'd have to check. But that definitely could be wrong, though I don't know. Anyway, at the moment I don't recall. And then we also have a separate hand for holding the shield. I've just got this already attached onto the shield just for ease. All we're going to do is just replace that hand and plug in this one. Just plugs in like that, and it's just going to be loose in the hand there. So it's not going to like attach to the arm or anything, but with this mobile suit being pretty low to the ground, you're basically just going to be just sort of like resting the shield on the ground when you're posing it. Just doing something like that. So if you wanted to have this like up on an action base and like sporting the shield, just be prepared to like sort of balance the shield in some way that you're able to hold it up. I don't know, it'd have to be at some angle, something like that, to be able to hold it up without it just falling down like that. So let's go ahead and try out switching around some of these arms. I've got the prototype Goof here, obviously standing quite a bit taller than the mobile worker. It's a good comparison for you to be able to see the height of this with the bubble worker is really quite large and bulky, but it's definitely hunched down, so its vertical height is not going to be all that tall. Let's go ahead and take off the hand here on the mobile worker. Here we go. And let's take off the hand of the Goof, and we can put that onto here like so. Like that, so you could have your mobile worker having a machine gun hand like that. Now I've put the regular hand back on here, and what I want to do is put the regular hand from the Goof onto the other side. Now one thing that you'll notice right away, the color is slightly different for the Goof. It's in a dark blue, and it's just this dark gray color for the mobile worker. So not going to be a problem if you're going to be painting, but if you're not going to be painting, those hands are not going to match. So if you want to do that, then you can have your mobile worker with two different, but two of the same kind of hands there. And then what we can do with the claw, we can put this on either side, of course, but just for the moment, we're going to put it on this side. We can put our giant claw on the Goof if you want. So anyway, yeah, they're you're able to mix and match them. I was going to say mix and matchable. I don't know if that's really a word, but I don't know if we're going to be getting any other kits in the future that are going to have different variations of this that we can use. These might be maybe the only two. I don't know, we'll just have to see. I think of some of we just saw a couple of new kits coming out, the Zaku 1 and another prototype Zaku as well, but I don't believe, from my memory at the moment, I don't believe that those are using any hands like this. So these might be the only two that are going to actually be using this kind of hand. Okay, now after attempting to put this up onto an action base, I would not recommend it. I'll maybe try it again here in a minute before I wrap up the review, maybe to try to get one pose on an action base, but it's just too heavy. The action base, plugging into that space under the crotch, it's just got so much weight above the crotch that you're gonna have a hard time getting it to balance on an action base. So I think basically if you're gonna be wanting to have this in some sort of like aerial pose off of the ground, then probably your best bet is gonna be to like build some sort of base for that using some sort of like metal pipe or something even. I don't know, however you want to figure out to do it, but the point is that just using a regular action base 2, a 1/144 scale action base, I would not recommend it. I don't think it's really going to stay on there much, but then again, I mean, you're probably just going to want to keep this on the ground anyway, with it just being like designed how it is. I think most people are probably just going to want to keep this on the ground. So despite the fact that you need to keep it on the ground, I think you are able to get some really cool poses out of this kit. Like I said, it's very nicely articulated, so that keeping it on the ground will not really limit your ability to pose it too well. I mean, of course it does in a way, but just the way that it's designed lets you move the kit in a way that's pretty fluid, I think, in a way that looks very realistic and looks like it just sort of makes sense how the machine should be able to move anyway. So yeah, I think this kit really delivers in terms of like what you would expect for the kit. I don't think there's anything really more that I could have asked for a kit of the mobile worker. I think better piping is one, but that's more of a negative than something that I wish we had, because I mean, we have piping, it's just not really good. So if you are planning on like painting this kit and working on it in any way, I would probably recommend just not using those rubber piping, maybe just getting some other sort of pipe. Just a wire and cloth would probably be a really good option. That's really simple. I have some of that actually that I've been meaning to use on a kit and I haven't got a chance to use it yet, but maybe if I get to painting this kit, that'd be a perfect opportunity to use that stuff. So that is just about going to do it for my out-of-box review of the mobile worker. Like I said, it doesn't really come with a whole lot, and it is a little bit limited by the fact that you can't really use it with an action base. The piping is not the best, but otherwise I think we have everything that we could have wanted from the kit, and it does what it does very well. Like I said, really great design, really nice details in a lot of the parts, especially there on like the chest, all that stuff with like the cockpit canopy there, the lights, the head looks really great, the sort of winch cables on the front, it all looks really cool, and then with the yellow and black striping around everywhere on it, it just looks really awesome. Whether you're going to use the stickers or if you're going to paint that yourself, it's going to look really cool. Really interesting design, just the fact that it's so unique that we really just don't have anything quite like this in the Gundam universe. Or at least in kit form, I should say. As far as kits like this, they're really going to be few and far between, so that's really, really cool that we have this. Definitely loving the Origin series so far, both the animated series and the kits. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you got this kit or if you're planning on getting it, or maybe why you love it or hate it. I don't know, let me know. I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode of the Origin. Episode 3 looks really, really great. And I'm looking forward to getting some more kits from the series. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. And once again, big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me this kit. I can't thank them there enough, so please guys go and support them if you're living in Australia. See you later guys, bye bye.